Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Miss Keedy's Corner. For today's episode, we're going to be doing a read aloud of a book called Only One You by Linda Kranz. And the reason why I picked this book is because this week is technically Miss Keedy's last week as a student teacher in Mrs. Fraser's class. However, that's not to say that I'm not going to still be with you all. I'm still going to be popping in, saying hi during some of our Zooms, and I'll still be making some videos for you. It just won't be every day. So for this week, I wanted to make some videos for you about things that I want you to come away with from knowing me as your student teacher. And so I found this book and I really like it. And it's about lessons that I want you to think about and see how you can adapt them in your own life. So let's get started. It's a really sweet book and it's kind of short, but I'll be talking throughout it because, like I said, there are many lessons in it. And I want you to come away with at least thinking about one of them that you say, I will definitely do that. So, Only One You by Linda Kranz. And on this front page, there are so many different words. Love with your whole heart. Be open-minded. Be enthusiastic. Smiles warm the heart. They are contagious. Anything is possible. All you have to do is try. Play. Laugh out loud. Use your imagination. Be colorful. So this book is a wonderful book, and I just want you to think about some of these things because this is what I want for you. And by the end of this book, I want you to realize that there is really only one you. And you are all extremely special, and you have these amazing personalities, and you're all so unique. So let's see what this book is all about. Only One You by Linda Kranz. This book is dedicated for Klaus. I give you my heart for safekeeping. It's time, Papa said. I think it is, Mama agreed. Time for what? Audrey asked. Papa's voice softened. To share some wisdom. So it looks like this is Mama and Papa, and this is Audrey. What do we mean by the word wisdom? Let's think for a minute. The word wisdom is usually talking about lessons that you've learned. And as you get older, you have more wisdom because you've learned more lessons and you've made mistakes, but you've gotten back up and you've learned from them. So it seems as though Mom and Dad are saying to Audrey, it's time to share some wisdom. Always be on the lookout for a new friend. So it looks like we have fish that are all this, it looks like red and yellow. And then we have fish that are all yellow and blue on either side. But the lesson here is always be on the lookout for a new friend. You can be from completely different groups of people and you can be really good friends. So that's one lesson that I hope that you take away from my time with you in the class. Always be on the lookout for a new friend. And they don't have to be from your group. And you'll start to notice that these fish, they don't have fins and they look like an oval. And that is because they are rocks. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about this at the end, but these are painted rocks and they look like fish. Look for beauty wherever you are and keep the memory of it with you. So, boys and girls, when you go on your vacations, or maybe you go to a park this summer, or you just walk down the road and it's so beautiful because Scituate is a beautiful area, you keep those memories with you and you appreciate them in the moment, right? So never forget those beautiful times that you spend with your family going for a walk, or maybe you're sitting on a beach during the summer and you just sit back and you say, wow, this is almost magical, right? That's another lesson that I hope you take away from my time with you. Always try to have you recognize in the moment how wonderful something is. Blend in when you need to. Stand out when you have the chance. So it's okay to blend in when you need to, right? We all have to. So say that you're on a sports team and you have a jersey. Of course, you're going to wear the jersey and you're going to blend in with the rest of your teammates. But stand out when you have the chance, right? We're all different, each and every one of us. And so when you have the moment to, or the opportunity to stand out, you might as well do it. Show everybody your personality. Find your own way. You don't have to follow the crowd. And this is a big lesson that I hope that you learn, especially from your time with me in the classroom. Even if a whole group of people are doing something and maybe you just think that it's not right, be that one person that stands out and says, I'm not going to follow the crowd and I'm going to do what I think is right in the situation. That's always so important. And that lesson will stick with you for the rest of your life. Because even to this day, Miss Keedy, I use this lesson very regularly. We always have to do what we think is right, no matter what other people are thinking, right? So if there's a huge crowd doing something, stand out. Do the right thing. And as you know, I always say, do the kind thing as well. Know when to speak, know when to listen. Oh, that's another big lesson. It's always important that we speak up for ourselves and that we participate and we talk and communicate. However, it's also so important that we know when the right time is to listen. Because listening, you can learn so much just by listening. No matter how you look at it, there is so much to discover. Just in our classroom time alone, think about all the different things that we discovered. In our science lessons, discovering air and the different properties of air. We've talked about shapes and defining attributes. Boys and girls, Miss Keedy didn't learn what a defining attribute was probably until middle school or early high school. And you discovered what a defining attribute was in first grade. There's so much to discover out there. And it's so important to keep an open mind when you're going into each grade level. So next year, you're going to learn so many awesome things. You're going to discover so much, and it's exciting because that's how our world is. There's always something new to learn about. If you make a wrong turn, circle back. Many of us make wrong turns. We make wrong turns all the time, and that's okay. But always remember to circle back. Go back to the time when you knew your mistake wasn't being made, right? So maybe something happened at home and you said something that you regret and you didn't mean to say. Circle back. Go back to the person that you said it to and apologize and make it right again. There's always, always an opportunity to circle back. And I really like that lesson. If something gets in your way, move around it. This is another really important lesson that in the classroom, oh boy, it happened all the time, right? Maybe somebody was on the iPad and so you couldn't go on the iPad during your center time. And that was the one that you were supposed to be on. But you can move around it. So what would I always say to you all? I would say, okay, so for now, skip that center. And then as soon as one opens up, you can go back to it. So if you have a problem, you have something that's in your way, you can always find a way to move around it. And that will be a great lesson to take with you into second grade. Set aside some quiet time to relax and reflect every day. Think about what you've done during the day. What are the great things that you did during that day? Did you lift anybody up? Did you fill their bucket? And what were some things that maybe you aren't very proud of that you want to work on and be better at tomorrow? Always take the time to reflect. I certainly do. Appreciate art. It's all around you. Make wishes on the stars in the nighttime sky. Always have a dream, right? Always have something that you're going to strive for or to shoot for, a goal. And have many of them. Don't just have one. Thank you for listening, Mama said. We hope you will remember. Papa winked and whispered, we know this is a lot for you to think about. Audrey did a backward somersault and smiled. He was excited to go out into the world with what he had just learned. Wait for me, he shouted to his friends. Before he swam away, he turned back to his parents and said, I will remember. Mama kissed Audrey on the top of his head. There's only one you in this great big world, she said. Make it a better place. Every single thing that you do every day, you have the power, just like we talked about in Danny's power to choose, right? What should Danny do? You have the power to make the world a better place every single day. And I always want you to keep that with you. And I hope that my time with you has made you and allowed you to think about that. That even if you have a not so great day in the morning, it's okay because you always have the chance to turn it around and make it a great day. You can always give somebody a compliment and fill their bucket. And you know what? I bet they're going to turn around and give you a compliment and fill your bucket. And that always feels so good. I hope that this book just made you remember the things that we did in the classroom together and the lessons that we learned. And I sincerely hope that you take them to second grade with you and beyond. For the rest of your life, I hope that you remember these lessons, and they'll always circle back. You don't have to memorize them. You'll find in everyday life that they'll come back to you and you'll say, I remember that one. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this read aloud for today, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode, which I was talking about a little bit during the book. We're going to be doing a craft with rocks and painting our own fish. So just as Audrey learned all these lessons throughout this book, and he was this beautiful little fish, we're going to paint our own. And I think painting rocks is a really great craft to do on a day that maybe it's not so nice out. And it's free because we all have rocks. We live in New England. I have this beautiful rock that I got from the Situate Art Festival last year. And it says, I chose to be kind. And I always, in my classroom, I will always have this rock because it's so true. We always have to choose to be kind. And when we do, we can say we chose to be kind and we're making the world a better place. So tomorrow we'll have our craft with painting rocks, but I really hope, like I said, that you enjoyed this read aloud for today's episode. Okay, boys and girls, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Bye-bye for now.